is functionally adequate. It's a working kitchen, and doesn't have a lot of bells and whistles, but it gets the job done. Then you have your old kitchen, which is in need of an upgrade. And then, of course, you have your modern kitchen, which is the person that basically changes the entire kitchen from what it was originally designed to be. Same thing with bathrooms. People can really go overboard with bathrooms, putting 5, 6 fixtures in, jacuzzi tubs, double sinks, skylights. Other people can just simply take the original 3 fixtures and just upgrade them. And then, of course, you have older bathrooms here, which do need an upgrade. And typically, our field inspectors like to look at an older kitchen, an older bathroom, and say to themselves, if I were to buy this house, first thing I would do is I would have to upgrade the bathroom or upgrade the kitchen. That's what really, in their minds, constitutes an old dated kitchen. We're not really concerned with someone who just simply replaces a toilet or replaces a sink. We don't want to call those modern bathrooms, but if you do gut the bathroom and put new tiles in and maybe add fixtures or put in high-end fixtures, then we are into the modern bath category. The next item of importance inside the house is when we go down into the basement. Is it finished? Is it unfinished? There's an example of an unfinished basement here, unfinished basement, and these are examples of high-end finished basements. And then sometimes you have finished basements that are just, average finish. So we're going to be interested in looking at that. We will not count a basement as being finished if it was has paneling and a shag rug from the 70s. We're really interested in looking at the finished basement that's consistent with the upper quality of the home. Now, let's say we go to the house and we do the site inspection and the exterior, and you're not home. What we'll do is we will leave this yellow postcard attached to your door, and it'll let you know that on such and such a day, on such and such a date, at this particular time, inspector number 1516 was at your house, and they will return on this date and time is here. Actually, this is the date they were at your house, and this is the day, date, and time when they will return. If that time is good for you, then simply just wait. And for the field inspector, we like to schedule these callbacks, as we say, early evenings between 5 and 7 and or on Saturdays. Logic being, if you're not home at 2 o'clock on a Monday, you're probably not going to be home at 2 o'clock on a Tuesday or 11 o'clock on a Wednesday. It's obviously a working household, so we like to set them up for early evenings and Saturdays. If that time doesn't work for you, you simply call this telephone number here, and you set up another time, another night, another Saturday. We're trying to work and be as convenient to you as possible with the inside inspection. Now, if we leave the yellow card and we don't hear from you, and we go back to the property at that time, and there's still no one there at home, then we'll leave this blue card letting you know that we came as scheduled. And this time, though, we're going to do an estimate of what we feel is inside your house. We're going to tell you how many units. Is it a 1-family, 2-family, 3-family? How many bathrooms you have? What type of heat? Do you have a new bathroom, modern bathroom? Do you have a modern kitchen? Do you have a finished basement? What's the overall condition? We're going to estimate that. And we are going to estimate that to the highest, most reasonable potential of that house. Meaning, if we've seen other homes in that neighborhood that do have finished bathrooms, finished basements, upgraded kitchens, we're going to assume that's in your house as well. And we let you know exactly what we've done. And if that's wrong, then you simply call the same phone number again, and we'll come back out and we'll correct the information. We're not going to correct the information on the telephone. We do have to see what's inside the home. and for no other reason other than to just simply get as accurate a description inside as possible. And at the end of this project, we will probably get into somewhere in the neighborhood of about 95% of the homes, maybe 90% of the homes. And I need to be able to guarantee the 90% of the people who did let us into their homes, I need to be able to guarantee to them that the 5 or 10% who didn't will not be gaining an advantage with property taxes. They will either be estimated correctly or they'll be overestimated. And that's the way that the courts have dictated that we go about our business, and the state of New Jersey supports that as well. As far as condominiums, co-ops, and townhouse properties, inspection is exactly the same. The only difference being, rather than measure from the outside, because it could be difficult, we do just simply take the square footage off of the master deed. People who buy into co-ops and townhouses and condos typically are sold a property with the advertised square footage straight out of the master deed. So that is what we use. But we do need to do the interior inspection as well. Now, that concludes step one, which is the collection of all of the data out in the field. And now, while that is taking place, and after that takes place, the actual appraisers, such as myself, such as Ed, such as Ernie back in the office, are analyzing all of the data in the market. And we're going to be taking all of the sales that have taken place over the past several years, and we're going to be comparing and contrasting sales of different types of homes, different styles of homes, different neighborhoods, and all of the analyzation of what is actually happening in Maplewood as it relates to that specific data that we collected in the field. Are buy levels desirous in Maplewood? Well, the only way to know that is by looking at the comparison of buy level sales versus colonial sales. Now, one of the most important aspects of value here is the delineation of neighborhoods, and I'm going to turn that over to Ernie, who's going to talk about his definition of a neighborhood.
As Rick said, while our field data collectors are going about their business inspecting, measuring, and recording all of the relevant data relative to each individual properties, a team of appraisers is riding the town with the assessor, street by street, block by block, house by house, purpose of which is to determine homogeneous neighborhoods. We're going to study all of the sales that have taken place in a particular sampling period, 1 year period. But in order to facilitate that and to make it more meaningful, we have to do it in accordance with homogeneous neighborhoods. And so we ride the town and we make those delineations. We take into consideration natural barriers, such as rivers, lakes, and streams. Of course, the municipal boundary is a given. We also take in political boundaries, zoning. Is it half-acre zoning? Is it quarter-acre zoning, etc.? We take into consideration school districts. That would be particularly important in Maplewood, where there's very definite